Guess who's back? Back again. Guess who's back? Brock is back. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Brock is back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Brock is back. Welcome to That's Good Brock and Roll Hoochie Cooch. I'm Brandon Perna, and Brock Osweiler will be the starting quarterback for the Denver Broncos this week. I don't know. The Broncos have created a monster. Nobody wants to see Trevor no more. They want Brock, because the jizz is chopped liver, and the thought of Brock might make you quiver. Chill. Mix your legal weed with some hard liquor. I'll ask if you have hope. You might say, nope. But remember, Swag is in the back waiting. If the offense isn't cooperating, maybe he can get the group operating. Probably not, because I think Vance Joseph hinted Chad Kelly's chances of playing this season are next to none. He is struggling with his injuries still. So, Brock Osweiler is back. And when John Elway re-signed him, Broncos fans thought it was whack. Will I stop rhyming? No, it makes me feel better about this. And really, Eminem's Without Me should be Brock's hype song all week. I mean, if I were Brock, I would have just gotten up at today's press conference and said this. This looks like a job for me. Brock. So everybody just follow me. Brock. 'Cause we need a little controversy, 'cause it feels so empty without me. Brock. Then I would have mic dropped that shit and walked off the podium. That's how I would have done it if I were Brock. So let's talk about what this means for the Broncos. That's good sports. This episode is sponsored by BetDSI.com, link in the description, and if you use my code GOOD25, they're going to give you $25 free to wager however the hell you want. You can bet on any game, any sport, and it's free money. You literally lose nothing, but have the chance to gain more money. Show me a better deal out there. And if you use my code GOOD25 and bet your $25 free and double it, use some of that money to support my Patreon account where I upload videos without ads on them. So it's a win-win for everyone. Patreon.com/ThatsGoodSports. So here's the million, billion, trillion-dollar question. Can Brock Osweiler perform better than Trevor Siemian at the quarterback position for this team and this offense? If the offense looks good this weekend, there will be so many people out there saying, I told you it was all Trevor Siemian. And remember, these are probably the same people who shit all over Elway for bringing Brock Osweiler back. These know-it-alls like to shit on every move the Broncos make. If Brock and the offense look bad, everyone will be saying, we just need Paxton Lynch or Swag Kelly back there, it'll fix everything. And if they all look bad, then we will all be saying, fire Elway, fire Vance, fire, 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 because you know the one thing that equates to success in the NFL is a rotating door of quarterbacks, coaches, and GMs. And it pains me to say this, but Broncos fans are acting like a bunch of whiny, spoiled, little, impatient bitches, chomping at the bit to say Trevor will and should never play another snap as a Bronco ever again. To you guys, I say fuck you. Look, maybe he's not the guy. He hasn't shown it this season. But he played nearly an entire season with a very serious shoulder injury last year. It feels like some of you forget these guys go out there and risk their well-being every week for our fucking entertainment.
Yeah, but that's why they get paid the big bucks, dude.
Trevor Siemian was the lowest paid quarterback in the NFL this season, and one of the lowest paid starters on the team. Knowing what we know about brain injuries, there's no amount of money you could pay me to risk going out there and getting CTE. So show a little respect for the fucking players, that's all I ask. Seems pretty logical. Now, if you want an education, just check out my Twitter timeline, where former Broncos quarterback legend Jake Plummer has been dropping knowledge about Siemian's play. And for everyone saying they should have done this 3 weeks ago, they should have made a quarterback move 3 weeks ago, shut the fuck up. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Yeah, bench your quarterback on the bye week after the team started the season 3-1. And he was still playing pretty decent football at that point, because unlike every other human on earth, you actually have the ability to see in the future. That's the only way you could say, I told you to do it 3 weeks ago and not sound like an asshole, as if you're a fucking real psychic. And I know you're not. But the Broncos are wasting historically good defense. Okay. Yeah, their defense is really good, and it sucks when the offense can't match their level of play. But finding a quarterback in the NFL is fucking hard. How many teams do you think would go back to this draft and take Deshaun Watson #1? All of them. All of them. Jared Goff before Carson Wentz? No fucking way. You can't, no fucking way. Paxton Lynch over Dak Prescott? Nope. Brock Osweiler over Russell Wilson? Nope. Shit ain't easy. You gotta give them a chance to prove whether or not they're the guy. Takes patience. With that said, I support this move to start Brock, only because I think in the NFL sometimes a drastic change can send a message to the team and elevate the level of play of everyone, just everyone. It can elevate the level of play from everyone. Brock is the best example of this working, pointing back to when Manning was benched in 2015. He's the king of providing sparks, really. Here are some of the reasons I do believe it's time to bench Trevor Siemian. Even if he can just sit back and kind of take the time to absorb what he'd been doing wrong. Over the last 3 weeks, his play has declined. There's no getting around that. The play on the offensive side of the ball as a whole has declined, and I think Siemian has tried to do too much to make something happen when there's nothing there. Specifically this last week, with the running game working, he tried to force too many balls. There's a joke there, probably. Second, he continues to attempt throws he can't complete. But here's where it gets hard to evaluate. I thought all 3 of his interceptions were bad, totally his fault. Jake Plummer puts equal blame on the receivers for 2 of Siemian's picks last week. Plummer has no reason to blindly support Siemian, and as a former quarterback, I would listen to what he has to say. He said Jordan Taylor hesitated, stopped running his route, and that's why Siemian overthrew him here, and that Demaryius Thomas committed the big wide receiver sin of not coming back to the quarterback when he's scrambling, messing up football 101 basics. And I think there's truth there. That's been the problem with the offense. It's the little things that many guys aren't doing correctly. And I think both of these things about the receivers are true. I trust Jake Plummer more than a bunch of internet bloggers, excluding myself because I'm a vlogger. I will say though, if DT doesn't come back to him there, he should also run with the ball. That's the safer bet. That keeps the drive alive, or at least puts you in a better position. Because even if the receiver's screwed up there, I think it's on him to just not throw the ball. Now here's some of the reasons why any QB that's not an elite veteran could be screwed commanding this offensive unit.
It's just always somebody with this Bronco offense. It's a missed throw, a drop pass, an offensive lineman gets beat, a penalty.
I think the first issue is the inability to find better ways to protect the passer in the red zone. We know the offense is struggling when it gets into the red zone for many reasons. They have struggled to run inside the 20, they have struggled with penalties inside the 20, and they refuse to do what they can to give a struggling quarterback the extra protection he needs. Put the condom on, coaches. You're about to score. Protection here is #1. Why on earth would you not account for Justin Houston in this situation? Is this Cody Latimer option out here really more important than, say, throwing Virgil Green in to help Watson or an extra lineman in order to give your quarterback some goddamn time to throw the football? Is Brock not going to get sacked in that situation? Paxton Lynch is maybe the only quarterback on the roster who could outrun Houston and make a play there. But my issue is the lack of awareness we've seen 2 coaching staffs now give to prolific edge rushers when they play the Broncos. What does every team do to Von Miller? Double team him, fucking triple team him if necessary. Overall, the offensive line I thought played better against the Chiefs, no doubt about it, but I think the things that make really great coaches are the ways they creatively help their players, specifically in the red zone. We're seeing the same mistakes on a weekly basis. This run with CJ Anderson ends in a loss because nobody blocks D Ford on the backside. Okay, not a huge deal, right? Wrong, because Melvin Gordon did the same fucking thing last week. How is this not a point of emphasis to correct? All you have to say is, hey, Garrett Bowles, if we run this play again, make sure you kick out D Ford so he can't tackle our running back from behind. Or maybe, if we want to run this play this week, let's put it in a 2 tight end set to ensure our back isn't chased down from behind.
Never feels him coming from behind.
It's very troubling to me when what appear to be simple adjustments aren't made. The biggest obstacle Brock will have to overcome: drops and fumbles. The Broncos had the second highest drop rate this week, and I remember 3 drops that would have either moved the chains or scored touchdowns in this game. Those are unacceptable plays. Virgil Green drops a pass for a first down. Could have been a big gain. Benny Fowler drops a pass for a first down. Benny Fowler drops a touchdown.
Unbelievable. Scrambles, he gets out of trouble. He does an excellent job keeping his eyes downfield, and Fowler drops a touchdown.
A touchdown. If that happens with Brock or Paxton, they're equally as screwed. I do not envy Brock Osweiler this week. Now, as a fan, I will be rooting my ass off for Brock this week. Even if he doesn't play much better than Trevor, based on the change alone, he might have a lot more success. If he plays like Sunday night I can beat the Patriots Brock, who overcame 9 Demaryius Thomas drops in that game, I believe it was 9, then Brock the fuck on. No matter what happens, I think John Elway is going to have to take a long look at his skill positions this offseason, also right tackle. Give Jake Plummer a follow on Twitter at SnakesTakes. Tell him I sent ya. He's dropping knowledge. This episode is also sponsored by SeatGeek. There's a link in the description. Use my promo code ThatsGood, all one word, and you'll get $20 off your very first SeatGeek ticket purchase. It's $20 off of tickets. Football tickets are expensive. Take advantage of that if you don't want to go to a football game. Since the Broncos are going to be in Philadelphia, they got concert tickets, comedy tickets, or you can fly to any city and go to any NFL game. They rank their ticket prices so you know whether or not you're getting screwed. And you can preview your seat before you buy it. SeatGeek. I'm just tired of all the fucking hot takes. Everybody's smarter than 2 coaching staffs who named Trevor Siemian the starter. Everybody's smarter than John Elway, who got the Broncos to 2 Super Bowls by bringing in Peyton Manning. Everybody knows everything about football, even though they don't do anything except fucking give us their opinion that we didn't ask for. And I'm one of those guys. Fuck, oh shit. What am I doing with my life? I'm a hypocrite.